Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to just be doing another recap. I've been following Kaliwae+Karlissa, which is Blueface's mom, as well as Blueface and Chrisean and Whack 100, just to see if any new things come about from what we learned yesterday. So stay tuned. In this video, I'll just be giving you guys some of the things that I was able to catch on Instagram, the subliminals, as well as Chrisean Rock and what she posted. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Look in the description for my new Instagram that I created for this YouTube channel. And yeah, just give me some comments, some feedback. Karlissa, which is Blueface's mom, and she says, go back to the shade room and pick another topic. We are off today, enjoying our holiday like you should be. Off today, shrug, sorry. We have food and love to make. They just posted another family for you to go keep up with. She said, and I can't 100K of y'all today who do no wrong and make no mistakes, but we do appreciate the important have that same prayers. And then she goes on to post a clip, and the clip is of Chrisean's sister, and she said there's room for everyone. This is her year. And so I wonder why, you know, she's supporting Chrisean's sister if she just got into it with Chrisean. It definitely looked like she did that to kind of ruffle some feathers. As you can see, I then went over to Kaliwae's page. You can see a picture, multiple pictures of her and her mom, and her caption says, little do they know, mommy, I'd never let anyone touch you. I'm sorry your son turned out to be this person. And I just can't help but you know, like, just be in disbelief about the whole situation, because I just couldn't imagine me, you know, I do have a brother, a younger brother, and I couldn't imagine, you know, the dynamics of where he would allow something like that to happen allegedly. And I see a lot of people saying allegedly in a lot of these YouTube videos. However, I find it kind of funny because a lot of the stuff that they're saying is alleged, we actually seen with our own eyes. So it's like, I don't, you know, it's not alleged. It actually did happen, because we definitely seen the video of Chrisean Rock beating the crap out of Kaliwae, which is Blueface's sister. Goes on to say, somebody got the whole video. They asked me to pay for it from them, and I said, hey boo, God see you too, probably gonna stay broke, or maybe TMZ will buy it, laughing my ass off. Letting go and letting God, the truth will come out, and if it don't, God's even busier. So she goes on to say after that her husband is doing okay, his teeth are still beautiful, and thank you for your prayers, we appreciate everyone. After that, we see from Blueface, which is whose page I decided to go to next, and I also was able to catch it on the Shaderoom, as you can see, but it says that they play victim on social media, and it's giving my mom really want to be my girlfriend or something, and that kind of bothered me because Blueface is a weirdo. Like, I'm sorry, some of the stuff that he says is just like, you know, it goes back to how you raised your kids. And me and my mom were just talking about this last night, and it's kind of unfortunate because it kind of shows, if anyone's watched their story over the years, you can tell that Karlissa is very messy, and it just goes to show really that there had to be some type of dysfunction in that household, which is what caused Blueface to really be the way he is. Because who says something like that about their own mother, and who let someone allegedly fight their mom? Like, you know, like, that is just something that I can't even fathom allowing to happen. So in the next clip, you see Blueface, and he's referencing what happened between his mom and Jaden Alexis at his restaurant one time when Jaden was pregnant. So go ahead and watch the clip, and then we're going to get into it.
Karlissa, you got your daughter here fighting your battles.
Blueface, baby, all right?
Her man is asleep on the ground. Damn near dead.
Who next?
She got beat the fuck up. He got beat the fuck up for you.
That's my Blueface.
In the video previously, the clip that I just showed, basically it looks like Jaden and Blueface are outside eating, and that Karlissa has something to say and ends up like slapping the plate of food off the table, and then you can see Jaden with another plate kind of slapping something back at her, like throwing the plate back down in that direction. And that's when you see Blueface hop up and kind of like get in between Jaden and making sure like nothing happens, because you could tell Jaden was trying to go back at the door, which is where his mom was standing. So I decided to go onto Jaden Alexis's Instagram, but as always, you don't always have to look and wait. Sometimes Shaderoom will provide the information that you're looking for you. So I was able to see that they did actually catch the response of Jaden Alexis, and she says, nah, y'all can leave me out of all these boosie activities. 100. When people was running their mouth about me, no footage was released coming to my rescue about who was right and who was wrong. Don't try to look better or worse. I took that shit to the chin and stood on my 10 about myself. The last couple months been filled with boosie activities, not just the last couple of days, on all parts. IDK why anyone's acting surprised about anything, to keep it a bug. So Karlissa ends up saying that she'll be choosing which platform to share the truth on before the end of the week. She said grown women do not lie on their children. They hold their chin up and accept the responsibility of their actions as well as their children's. Thanks to all those who know how much I have done to help and support my children ever since they were born. God bless y'all. Karlissa goes on to say that you can't hurt my feelings because I don't have any. And then she makes a post that says, let's not get it twisted. My husband, who is licensed to shoot and kill, was asked by my son to come and help me open his new restaurant and to make sure no one came to his house unwanted while he was on tour. My husband does not need anything from my son, and he has helped me send him to college and pay for my adult son's studio time so that y'all can be blessed with the artist that you know as Blueface. You're all very welcome, and may you choke on every lyric. Stop playing with my husband, because he stopped the people who broke in and protected my grandson and his mother and never got a thank you from her or him. Went on to Kaliwae's page and did some screen recordings, and so the first post that she made was, if you're gonna lie to the world and apologize in private, I can't respect it. Sorry, it's given. It needs to be clear. I need to clear my conscience. And then she says, after that, she says, my mom could never be the problem. She goes on to say, let's keep it 100. If you beat me once, you should be able to do it again. And for everyone that thinks that she dragged, hold her accountable and prove it. And so last, she says that I want my one-on-one recorded from start to finish, and I'll even put the gloves on. And she said, I'm done. That's all you'll hear from me. Run it straight up. So that was Kaliwae's take on things. And then I found out later that basically Chrisean had apologized. So then you go to the Shaderoom. Well, I went to the Shaderoom. And everything that I say in any of these videos is always alleged. I'm not trying to get sued. I didn't really understand what the purpose of doing that was, if we're seeing these things with our own eyes. But I guess basically if they haven't really been convicted in a court of law, or it hasn't been proven in that type of a manner, then it's always going to be allegedly. So allegedly, Chrisean Rock apologized to Kaliwae, and this is basically allegedly what she said. I know shit went left between me and your mom. I swear I wasn't trying to fight her back. I just had to defend myself. That whole shit show that happened the other day, I forgive you, and I apologize for the shit you going through. My heart is pure and genuine. I know you may hate me and think the worst of me. I really wish that night I flew back to LA, I went to my mom's house in Hollywood instead of home with your brother, because the devil just sucked me in the drama that I never asked for. Personally, when we became sisters, I felt it was everything. Your brother was also happy that we was getting close. Your mom really provoked everything. And I know you love your mom with everything, but sometimes her heart isn't pure. If you was there that night, you would have stopped her from throwing things at me and calling my mom a dope fiend. I was crying and drunk. I never wanted to fight her back. I swear. Your mom swung on me before, and I let it be what it was, because I don't hit people's moms, especially if I so-called loved your brother. Again, I'm sorry for the shit you going through. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy since I met you. And sorry guys that my reading makes me sound a little bit illiterate. I'm actually a great reader. It's just hard to read through a lot of their slang. Like when people don't spell words correctly, sometimes it's hard to like understand. You get what they're saying eventually, but when you're reading it, it's like, hold on, what? So let's go to the next one, and I think this next one kind of gets a little bit deeper into what Chrisean was trying to say to Kaliwae. It's going to be pretty long because it has a lot of information. So she says that basically, since I met you, I noticed you needed somebody like me to push you, and I needed somebody like you. Our chemistry was unmatched. And then she put the I wouldn't wish, which was to correct her misspelling. She says, I really hope you're okay and strong mentally and emotionally to get through this. I'm battling depression too. I'm sorry this happened, and I forgive you. I hope you can see where I'm coming from. I apologize for hitting you up. I'm probably the last person you want to hear from, but I can feel you and hear you. Jesus got you. It's a new day. It's up to you to make a full circle. Don't let people get in your ear with negative stuff. You're stronger than most. Just let certain people go and elevate with God. You got a gift of hearing God clear and honest. The diss track should be a pain song right now from the heart. You got this, Kali. And so Kali responds allegedly and says, you know, Rock, this hurt me more than anything. I don't care what my mom did or said. She my mom. And if I was there and you did that, you'd... And then let's go over there. Hold on. Probably would have got jumped. Nothing will ever justify what you did to my mom. Her face had blood on it, an image I've never seen her in and never will forget. I came to the house on some real shit, and that's something you should have respected. I even offered to put the gloves on because I knew she'd make up with y'all later, and that's just her. But me, I'll never forgive you, and it's still on the spot every time. You lied about beating my ass when you know you seen me get jumped by them blank, then stumped out by my brother, then you came to finish me off. If you believe in God like you say you do, then I already know you scared as fuck. Because I'm scared for you and John's karma. Through it all, I still pray forgiveness over you and him. After all that, I don't want the wrath of God to strike y'all. After all that shit happened to me and my husband, and I'm guessing she's saying mom, went in and each other calling me the devil, etc., throwing shit at me and even called, and then that is when the text message cuts off. And so then basically Kaliwae goes on to post that her husband left her and for us to pray for her. And I feel really bad for her. Like, honestly, it's really unfortunate. It really, really is. Because when you love somebody and something like that happens and they're just trying to protect you, it's not really fair to you or them. And so in that, I just really feel bad for her. And so Chrisean ends up posting something on her page allegedly, and she says, I swear I was just checking on you. Your husband left you because you was the first person to hit him in the face before he almost lost his life. He was trying to tell you to get in the car. And if that's the case, like, damn, that just makes the situation a lot more, tough. And so Chrisean allegedly posted a picture, and Shaderoom was able to capture it, of the text messages between her and, I'm guessing this is Kaliwae. And so the blue would be her, I think. So since she's the one who sent it. So she said, you can't even put your feet in my shoes. And see how, yeah, this is definitely her. Because she, no offense, but she cannot spell. Like, her diction is not really correct. And see how I'm not and wasn't the problem in the first place. Don't you think people just get what they deserve? 1 versus 1 is pointless. Moving past the shit and forgiving each other is why I text you. We had a 1 versus 1 and it didn't do for us. You keep repeating the same. Last time you pulled up like that, you even said it was dumb and you sorry. Your husband pulled my hair and punched me on my side of the face when I was fighting you, and that wasn't 1 versus 1. Your nigga saw you getting dogged and he hit me. Touch my anointed, do them no harm. If this was so all my fault, why did you and your mom and your husband was the only one harmed? Crazy thing, I shouldn't have texted you. You as fake as the one who birthed you. And that is like, that shit is deep, They got some drama for days, and it's just like, at some point, people need to take accountability for their actions as adults and get to the place where they either forgive one another or they just decide, like, I don't mess with you, you don't mess with me, and move on from there. Like, there's no point in continuing to run to social media outlets and put your business out there. And honestly, the way I was raised is like, what happens in my house stays in my house. My dad would not have gone for that, and neither would my mom, like us outing each other in the public. However, I would have never had somebody come and fight my mom. I would have never had somebody come and fight my sister. Like, that's just something I was not raised to do. And that goes back to like your character and your morals and how you was raised. And I know a lot of people in the other video that I posted, one comment was like, you need to be very careful about insulting people. And like, to me, an insult and an opinion are two different things. Like, I can insult someone with my opinion, but that might not have been my intention. And my intention is never to get on here and talk about people like I don't have a life and like I'm, you know, like I'm not a believer and like things can't come back on me. But at the same time, you have to be accountable for your own actions. If I was out here acting the way that I am, you know, or the way that they were, I would hope somebody would hold me accountable, especially if I was in that place in life where I was actually in a public setting or I was on that type of a platform. So I do not feel bad for saying how I feel. And for the person who left that comment, I responded and still never really heard anything back, because it was like, okay, how am I insulting them? Because I'm stating the facts about what happened. Honestly, I don't feel bad for, you know, the situation with Blueface and Chrisean kind of getting outed for what happened. It was wrong. You don't never put your hands on somebody's mom. And I keep wondering, like, if if Chrisean's mom was in LA, why didn't you call your mom and have her come pull up and get at, you know, Blueface's mom? That's what I would have did, because I wouldn't have put my hands on his mom, or I would have left and been like, look, I gotta go, I'm finna get my mom and we gonna come back or something. But you just don't put your hands on somebody's mom. And if Blueface actually did, you know, if allegedly, if he did put his hands on his sister and his mom, he's out of pocket. Like, you don't do no shit like that. And you especially don't do that behind a situation where your female that you brought into this family, that you are, you know, allowing to cause problems, to do some shit like that. So for me, I don't agree, and I'm not going to feel bad for giving my opinion on the matter. So let's get into where Chrisean is kind of posting, and then Jaden also made some posts, as well as Blueface. Kaliwae goes on to say, I'm the strongest person that I know. Thank you for the prayers. God got me. And then she says, if it's F everyone, no cap. I did what I did for my mom. I respect myself at the end of the day, because if the roles were reversed, you would have done the same. At least I can wake up in the morning knowing I stand on my values, and anyone who disagree, you a bitch. And I agree with her. Like I said in my first video, if it was my mama and my mama called me and told me that my brother's girl was, you know, had assaulted her, it would have been over when I pulled up at that house. It would have been over, and I would have been prepared, man. Even just thinking about it makes me angry, and I think any person with a good conscience that was raised the right way would feel that way, because you just don't do that stuff. And I think my logic is, if the girl is my age or close in age, she gonna get it, like, period. Now, if she my mama age and my mama is a grown woman, then that's on my mom to handle her business, you know what I'm saying? But if it's my age or in my age group, or you are somebody that's in our family for, you know, a reason, like my brother done brought you here, he dating you, yeah, if he don't check you, you best believe that if it goes to that lengths, I'm gonna get you. And I understand where she's coming from. I totally agree with her. And so in that perspective, I get it. Now, what I did say in my last video was that when she pulled up, she should have been with all the functions. Like, she should have been with all the fuckery, because I would have been with all that. Like, if you gonna do my mom like that, when I pull up, there is no talking, and I'm ready for whatever you got for me, because you better be ready for what I got for you. So that is the difference between, you know, I stand on what I feel, and I'm never gonna fold because someone else feels another type of way about what I said. Like, I said what I said. So yeah.
I said I always find out, and I'm never surprised. Look at the bitches you be gassing. I was never your type. I could hurt you bad, and I could show you how I feel, nigga. I can really go and put this pussy on a real nigga. I wanna thank you for revealing your colors. Now I can take my time to heal, and I can finally recover. Change myself, all for the sake of this relationship. You envious and insecure, you deserve a piece. History ain't shit when I love in it. That's the reason why I'm always screaming fuck these.
As you can see, Jaden Alexis is basically living her best life. You could tell by the choice of songs that she chose in her stories that, you know, she was probably trying to get Blueface to, you know, feel that she just really doesn't care. Like, I feel most bad for her throughout the whole experience because honestly, it just seems like she got dealt a bad hand. You know, here goes this woman who was trying to support her dude, letting him know, like, basically, you know, even though she might not have cared for Blue Girls Club, she still supported her dude in what he was trying to do. And the fact that he would take her kindness really for a weakness and turn around and go and cheat on her, you know, with a girl that was a part of the show that he was filming, I do feel really bad for her because I don't think any woman expects that, and that's like most women's nightmare, is to be carrying a dude's child and to be treated like crap. And so I totally can understand where she's coming from. I always try to put myself in everybody's shoes, and because of that, I understand that Jaden is probably going through a lot right now, but I'm glad to see that, like, she's still keeping herself looking nice. She still looks bad pregnant, you know what I'm saying? She looks bad as fuck. So I'm happy for her, and I hope that throughout this time with this whole debacle that she's trying to keep her mind clear and that she's just really focusing on the birth of her daughter.
Y'all ever have a black eye on one side and then the other eye start turning black? Ooh, Lord, this is a process I've never seen before. House shopping, y'all. Gotta talk him into staying in California. I can't do it, y'all. What you think, babe? Alrighty then.
So Karlissa in the other video posted that they're looking for new management. Sorry, I'm out here living my best life. Try back in a few weeks. They may have a new slave by then. And so I'm guessing that this is probably a fan or somebody who was trying to go to the restaurant, and the restaurant is probably closed down because of the fact that Karlissa is not there and because of what happened, you know, with the whole Blueface situation, allegedly. I also love how Chrisean kind of said, "We are looking for," as if she has her name anywhere on that business or, you know, anything like that. So those are a couple of clips from what I was able to find. Stay tuned for my thoughts if you would like. If not, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much, guys, for getting my subscribers up. Not too long ago, I was at 100, and now it just seems like I'm climbing my way up. Hopefully you're here for, you know, my opinion as well as, like, just who I am. And yeah, stay tuned. Thank you. Like, in terms of my thoughts, I would say that, you know, Chrisean, you got a lot of learning and growing to do, like all young women do. At some point, you have to take accountability for your actions and just loving yourself. You know, we all get to a place in our life where we have to learn to love ourselves outside of a man, and it's unfortunate when we do, you know, love and we're head over heels for somebody that really just does not care for us. And we all find ourselves in those type of predicaments, and I think it's unfortunate. And so I do feel bad for Chrisean, because clearly by the video where she's laying on the bathroom floor and Blueface is like, "Tell them that you did it, tell them that it wasn't me," basically throwing her under the bus, and like without her even knowing, you know, she was being taken advantage of, and he's pretty much snitching on you by letting you snitch on yourself. And so it's sad, because that right there shows that Blueface doesn't care about you. And then to see like how he treats his mother and his sister, that also shows that he don't care about them. So he doesn't really care about himself. And at the end of the day, somebody like that is extremely toxic to any woman, no matter what it is that you're willing to do for him, no matter what it is, know how much you're loyal to him, how good you prove to be to him, he's still going to continue to treat you the way that He wants to, basically, because he doesn't know any better and he doesn't really love himself, and that's what that boils down to. So I feel bad for Chrisean, really, because you know, you knew what you were signing up for, but I don't think you knew the severity of the situation. And the fact that you put your, you know, allegedly put your hands on his mom and his sister is just dastardly. And like, I hope that there's a lot of growing up that may happen there. In terms of Jaden, like I already kind of said my piece on that. I feel bad for her. You know, we do know what we're doing when we stay with cheaters. We know what we're doing when we are with men that are just not up to par with who we feel we are, or our growth and like our loyalty, you know? And it's like, at some point, loyalty needs to have an expiration date, especially for somebody that is no longer loyal to you. If this person is not really showing you that they care about you through loyalty, then it's time to cut that relationship off and keep it pushing. And I'm speaking from experience, and we all go through things as women. And so I think it's just unfortunate to see two women and, you know, going through this, and then especially three women of color. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is who we are as a black person, like as black people. So it's definitely unfortunate, and I'm sorry that that happened. You know, I'm sorry that this situation has occurred. It makes me sad for them, you know, but we're grown, everybody's grown, so you have to take accountability for your actions. And I think a lot of people, you know, need to be more aware of that in that sense. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I would also love to get some like questions to answer during my mukbang next week. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. And have a good day, guys. Bye.